What's up, Guardians? Profane here. Thanks for checking out the video. The Rite of the 9 Dungeon Challenge is about to go live this week, and to make your journey as easy and effortless as possible, we're going to take a look at a few builds with each class that will absolutely shred through enemies and obliterate bosses. So if you find today's video helpful, please be sure to hit that like button below, along with the subscribe button if you're new. Both are greatly appreciated, and both really help out with the algorithm. This new dungeon challenge will include all of the encounters from the Prophecy, Spire of the Watcher, and Ghost of the Deep, and there's going to be 12 weapons getting reworked and revised, so you're going to want to have some reliable builds to help you get through these encounters quickly, so that you can farm out these new god rolls. Before we look into each of our 3 classes, there are a few modifications that you'll want to consider using, no matter what class or build that you decide to go with. Weapon surge mods are going to be incredibly beneficial. With 1 mod equipped, you get a 10% increase to weapon damage, and with 2, you're getting a 17% increase. You could go with 3, but I prefer to have space for a recuperation mod. This way, collecting orbs will grant 70 points of HP. The Limit Break artifact mod provides a 30% increase in super damage, and that will stack alongside other bonuses that you might have from exotics like the Star Eater scale, but you have to have a matching elemental buff active for Limit Break to work. So if you're using Golden Gun or Well of Radiance, you would need to have Radiance or Restoration active, but if you were casting Thunder Crash or Gathering Storm, then you would need to be amplified. Ammo economy can become an issue as you get deeper into an encounter, but with the Dreadful Finisher or Gold from Lead artifact mods, you'll be able to replenish your ammo pretty easily. You could take the benefits of Gold from Lead a step further by equipping a legendary weapon that has Lead from Gold, a trait found on weapons like the Cartesian Coordinate, the Rake Angle, the Call, and the Indebted Kindness. If you are utilizing the protective benefits of a glaive, you could even resource the Nobel artifact mod, which would regenerate ammo while providing glaives with an 85% bonus in damage. Heavy ordnance regeneration and Hold the Line could be extremely beneficial if you are using rocket launchers or machine guns like the Thunderlord. You'd gain bonus health regeneration, bonus damage resistance, and improved ability regeneration whenever using these mods. Particle Reconstruction has amplified the performance of a lot of fusion rifles, as it provides a stacking bonus in damage that maxes out at 27.6% extra damage, and that's made the Queenbreaker one of the most powerful options for optimal damage right now. But there's plenty of other fusion rifles and linear fusion rifles that would benefit from the use of this mod, like the Arbalist, which will come in handy against the bosses in Ghost of the Deep. For those who have leveled up their shaping slab and have unlocked the rank 12 upgrade within the Path of Ambition, you'll receive a damage buff called Blistering Dominance whenever you consume a sigil shard. This doubles the amount of damage that you deal, and it lasts for about 12 seconds. So if you can create and consume one of these right before going into damage, you'll be able to deal out a ton of extra damage against the boss. Now that we've addressed some of the global power-ups that you'll need to utilize, let's take a look at the best builds that you'll want to take in, and we'll start by looking at the best builds for Titans. Dungeons are notorious for having never-ending waves of rank-and-file enemies, and most of the boss encounters will see those enemies surrounding you as you're fighting the boss. So a build that revolves around the Syntheseps will be a very strong option for Titans, and that makes a Banner of War Strand build an incredible choice to use. With Banner of War, you're providing yourself and nearby teammates with a continuous source of health regeneration, and at the same time, you're giving yourself increased melee damage, increased sword and glaive damage, and increased super damage. And there's a ton of artifact mods that amplify strand energies right now, like To Shreds, Vile Weave, Unraveling Orbs, and Horde Shuttle. Add in the Tractor Cannon and a shotgun with 1-2 punch, and you'll be ready to take on anything that this challenge throws at you. Our next build revolves around the use of the Cuirass of the Fallen Star, and while this exotic could be used on a prismatic subclass where we could reap the benefits of consecration, it's actually the Arc subclass that we're going to be utilizing, and that has everything to do with the new Storm's Keep aspect, alongside artifact mods like Flashover, which gives bolt charges an increase in damage of 150%. You'll be able to trigger continuous bolt charges after casting your barricade, and this is a benefit that your teammates can take advantage of, improving everyone's overall damage. And if you had a Warlock with Well of Radiance, you're going to gain a 25% increase in weapon damage. Storm's Keep works great with a lot of weapons, but La Monarque is by far one of the most effective. The Buried Bloodline is also a really strong option as it weakens targets and provides you with Devour at the same time. And then you've got the Cuirass, giving you a 55% increase in super damage, which will stack with Limit Break, and with bonus super energy getting applied after every melee final blow, you'll have your Thunder Crash back lightning fast. Let's go ahead and switch gears now and check out a few Warlock builds that you'll want to consider using. As we mentioned earlier, Well of Radiance will be a crucial part of your team's survival and overall damage output. A solar build revolving around the Sanguine Alchemy will be one of the best options for Warlocks. This provides a 25% bonus in solar weapon damage whenever standing inside any rift or any well. In addition to that damage bonus, you'll gain a 10% increase in damage against targets that you've marked. Ember of Benevolence would be a great solar fragment to use with this build, as you'll gain increased ability energy whenever granting teammates with Cure, Restoration, and Radiance. This setup would do great with weapons like the Aberrant Action, the Still Hunt, Cartesian Coordinate, and Finality's Augur, which is getting a substantial upgrade in the overall performance of its turrets. Our second build is more designed towards optimal ad clear and overall survival. This is a prismatic build that revolves around the use of the Getaway Artist. When used on a prismatic class, this gives us the ability to create an arc and stasis turret simultaneously. That synergy will contribute to quick regeneration of our transcendent energy, and it's also going to keep rank and file enemies at bay. And by using the Facet of Courage, all of our light-based abilities will deal 10% bonus damage to anything that's slowed or frozen. Consuming a grenade grants Amplified, which gives us damage resistance. Between that and Devour, it's going to be incredibly difficult for our enemies to bring us down. We could easily look at a build that revolves around the Star Eater scale to be able to give us more overall damage against bosses, but when those never-ending waves of enemies come barreling down, you're going to want to have those autonomous turrets on your side. And with that, we transition to our final class, and we take a look at a few Hunter builds that will dominate in this new challenge. Our first build revolves around the Star Eater scale, but we are not using a prismatic subclass. Instead, we are using an Arc subclass, where we've got the benefits of Gathering Storm, which is a much more reliable option than Storm's Edge. Star Eaters grants a 70% bonus in super damage whenever we have maximum stacks of Feast of Light, and that will stack on top of the damage bonuses provided by Blistering Dominance and Limit Break. The Arcstrider subclass provides a ton of components to help us manage rank and file enemies and maintain adequate levels of survival, and we've got a ton of artifact mods like Dielectric, Photonic Flare, and Disruptor Break that will make us even stronger, especially if we add in weapons that come with Jolting Feedback or Volt Shot. Our final build is a prismatic one that revolves around the use of the Celestial Nighthawk. This condenses all three of your golden gun shots into one high-powered shot that deals 80% more damage overall. This will stack with Limit Break and even Blistering Dominance, allowing you to deal significantly more damage to those bosses. We can even cash in on the benefits of Facet of Courage if we could make those bosses severed, unraveled, slowed, or even frozen beforehand. As you defeat enemies with precision damage, you will generate your golden gun energy faster, and if you do defeat enemies with a golden gun, they will trigger a large solar explosion, and you'll instantly gain 33% bonus super energy, so you don't always have to hold onto your super, since we'll be able to get it back extremely fast. The Prismatic subclass gives hunters a lot of toys to play around with. Gunpowder Gamble would essentially give us a secondary grenade charge, which is good for extra damage, but Ascension gives us a strong option for crowd control that provides us with instant damage resistance. And with Stylish Executioner, we can make ourselves invisible by defeating enemies who are affected by any type of elemental debuff, giving us the opportunity to disengage, reload our weapons, and regain health. This build synergizes great with the Still Hunt Exotic Sniper Rifle, or even the Dragon's Breath Exotic Rocket Launcher, but you're not really bound to any particular weapon loadout with this build. And with that, we've covered two separate builds on each of the three classes, builds that are going to outright dominate in this new Rite of the Nine dungeon challenge. If there's other builds that you find to be better options, then by all means, let us know what those are down in the comments. I will be leaving a link to my Mobalytics page down below so that you can easily recreate these builds. Thank you as always for checking out the video. If you enjoyed, found it helpful, then be sure to hit that like button below, along with the subscribe button if you're new. Both are greatly appreciated and both really do help support the channel. And until next time, Guardians, this has been Profane, wishing you all some happy hunting.